Letting go of the familiar right now is one of the biggest challenges because that is where your comfort has lied because you are able to predict those outcomes. And right now, the unpredictability is killing you. Welcome, everybody. It is Friday. We've got an energy check for the next day on setting intentions, what it possibly may look like for some of the collective. So remember, only take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and if none of it resonates, leave it all. If this isn't connecting with you, then click off. So we're going to take a look at this. And the message that came through really strongly is that for some period now, you have been sitting in this zone of discomfort. The unpredictability is very challenging. It's giving you an immense amount of anxiety. You're almost feeling like you want to shift back into the familiar, you want to go back into the old patterns as you already know what the outcomes are going to be in those situations. But now, because you're sitting in an unpredictable energy and you don't know what's coming forward and what's coming at you, it is a level of anxiety that you haven't felt in a long time, and it's uncomfortable. But here's the thing, that loss of the familiar is going to give you a gain of being able to overcome the challenge, and you're going to gain even more influence on your life. And you're also going to gain influence with people around you because you are becoming more aware of who you are and what you want, and you're becoming more decisive. And that can feel very lonely. Suddenly, people in your life are not resonating like they used to, and that energy may feel heavy tomorrow. So when you're setting your intentions, keep that in mind. Rely on the spirit world to help guide you in your energy tomorrow. Look at synchronicities, look at things that are happening in your life that could be coming through as messages, because the spirit world is there for you. God is there for you, the universe is there for you, and you are going to be able to overcome this level of anxiety. It's going to feel very heavy. Now, again, only take what resonates. For some of you, you might not be going through this, but for those of you that are, it feels immensely heavy, like you're carrying a weight on you that you haven't carried in a long time. And because of that weight, you're going to want to shift into what's common. You're going to go, well, I can predict the outcome if I take this route instead of that route. So maybe I'll just take the familiar, but you know where the familiar is going to lead you to the same results as you've always had. So it's best you don't go there. But again, you have to determine what is right for your own life. But I think deep down, you know what it is. But it's the feeling of loss. You feel like you've lost a part of yourself because those people that you once used to resonate with, those environments you used to resonate with, are no longer feeling comfortable. It's an uneasy feeling and it feels like a loss in your life. But you are going to overcome that. That burden that you're feeling now is going to be released. And here's the strong message that came through is that you need to get true with yourself and honest with yourself with your words. Make sure that you are not going into this internal struggle with yourself on the dialogue that you're having in your mind. Your mind is a very powerful place. You can change the trajectory of your life based on what you put in your mind. So if you're going to constantly put those familiar patterns, those familiar routines that gave you those same results, that didn't give you the outcome that you wanted, you're going to find yourself in a power struggle because the spirit world is saying, and the message is very clear, that whatever is supposed to happen in your life is going to happen. And the more you battle it, the more that struggle is going to feel real. And it's going to feel like you're going through a really turbulent time in your life. And here's the trick, surrender. When you surrender to what God wants for you and you allow God's power to help you navigate that surrender, it makes things fall into place smoother. You will realize that things actually come easier to you. And it's such a relief when you're in that type of zone because you don't have to put as much effort forward. And that is a very freeing feeling. And then we got the Neuro Linguistics card, which I thought was really interesting, modeling excellence, because excellence can be modeled and success can be learned. That is honest to God truth. By studying those who excel, you can adopt their strategies and achieve similar results because results aren't luck, they're reproductive patterns. And that's the one thing, the message that is coming through is those patterns. If you're repeating The same patterns that never worked before, you're going to end with the same results that you had before. And it's time to change. It's time to now surrender and let God lead you in the path that you need to go in. I know it's difficult. You're probably going to have a lot of people in your life that are disappointed. A lot of people are going to kind of either back away or they're going to challenge you in different ways. So you really need to strengthen your core, strengthen that mind, really understand the path that you're on, and replicate the people who excel at it. Make sure that you have people around you who model the outcome that you want. Surround yourself with people who are successful in achieving those things that you are looking to achieve in your life. And in the angel number that came out, number 750, limitless love. Love yourself and others freely. And your angels are asking you to practice this unconditional love today. It's very important because not only is this for others, but for yourself as well. You can only accept as much love from outside or the outside world as you give yourself. There's so much truth to that. You really have to learn to love yourself so that you can love others in an unconditional way. And that is hard because many of you have been heavily criticized, have not been loved in the ways that you needed to be loved. And loving yourself is a big challenge, but you can get there. You deserve to be loved. And the love that comes first is the love that's from within. It's time to level up the amount you're willing to receive from within. Journal about how you feel and the vulnerability that occurs when you demonstrate unconditional love to yourself and others. It is a very vulnerable place. I talk about this a lot. Having unconditional love makes you put down your boundaries, makes you put yourself in a vulnerable place. And that is an immensely uncomfortable thing for many people. But the more you do it, the more it becomes comfortable. And you start to realize that your discernment leads you to those people that you can trust, that you can give that unconditional love to, because there are people out there that are willing to receive it and willing to give it. And then we had Spirit said split the deck. So, I go with it, right? Surrender, 321, boundaries. It's okay to set limits. When you're going through this whole shift in the energy, if this resonates with you on the next day, realize that when you're setting your intentions, that one of the intentions are boundaries. It's okay to set limits with people. You do not need to apologize for that. You need to set those boundaries. They're there. Um, um, there are those who take too much, and this is true. And your angels are reminding you that you don't have to let them. Don't let people take too much from you. It's important to say no. No is a complete sentence to what harms you. Think of a boundary you can set today, then put it in place. You have the support of your angels. Setting boundaries is very difficult, especially with people very close to you, right? Family, close friends, stuff like that, because there's a guilt associated with setting boundaries. Saying no is something that you're not used to doing. But when you start doing it and you start establishing those boundaries and holding them firm, it becomes much easier, trust me. And then I reached out to the cosmic messages. So we got three. And the first one was, remember that it's okay to be happy. Really, it is. Allow yourself to be happy. You deserve that. You are worthy of having joy in your life. Don't let people push you to the point where you are compromising your own happiness to keep other people happy. That isn't living life. That is living for other people. And the next advice that we got is you must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. Forgiveness is not for other people. Forgiveness is for yourself. To be able to move on from something, you need to forgive within your heart. Because when you do forgive yourself, I always say it too, you're freeing yourself. And then last thing I want to say about this, just because you forgive someone doesn't automatically give them access to you. You do not have to give people access to you just because you forgive them. Forgiveness is within your heart. Access is not something that they get to have. It's something that somebody earns because your energy is valuable. And then the next advice that we got was give yourself some credit for doing a good job at this whole living life. Life is not easy, especially today. It is very challenging between social media and all the stimulation we get from the outside. Give yourself some credit. You have been put through so many challenges in your life. You have lived a lifetime of difficulty. So give yourself credit for how good you are doing at life because you are killing it. You're doing an amazing job. Don't be so difficult on yourself because You've been putting in the work. You've been investing the time. And here's the word of the day, which I love this, strength, because here's the thing about strength. It's a brute flex of muscle. As sweat drips down your brow and the weight crashes to the floor, the crowd cheers for your display. See, people, when they see your strength, they're going to cheer for you. They're going to see how much you have persevered, how much you have endured. The physical aspect is what our mind defaults to, but there is a mental aspect to strength, right? That mental strength that you have is incredible. Consider all of your abilities. You excel in many ways. Don't forget that. Your aptitude you build upon routinely is one that will get you the furthest. Remember, your routines matter. The places you push yourself to be the best, that is so important. That is where we are focused. You need to be focused on making those routines that will get you to the furthest. One notch higher, a game of bettering and settling. Every time you get to the next level, that becomes your new foundation. Don't go backwards. Make sure you go to that new foundation and move forward. Um, if you have been better before, you can get there again. If you find yourself in a setback, you can get there again. Don't allow yourself to fall into that pattern of, well, I failed, so it's not for me. No, you have the strength. You'll get through it. Do not play comparison games. Don't compare yourself to other people. You have your own strengths, your own endurance of getting through things. You have your own talents. So don't compare yourself to other people. Everybody is different. In preparation for tomorrow, ask yourself these questions. How can you use your talents to your advantage? What are your talents? Dive into them. Are you considering all leverage available to you? Are you looking at all your options? Have you convinced yourself you can't do it? What is that internal conversation happening in your mind? Are you telling yourself the negative conditioning? Are you telling yourself the things other people used to tell you all through the years, that you're incapable, that that's not going to work, that you won't be able to get success in that, that that's not going to happen? No, you need to change the narrative, change the conditioning in your mind, because you can do it and you know you can. So when you take on the next day and you're looking at setting your intentions, keep these things in mind. If you find your mind slipping back into those familiar patterns that you've been raised on, that you were conditioned on, remember, your mind is yours. You own it. You have control over it. And you are the one that's going to set the narrative. All right, everybody, I wish you luck. And we'll catch up later when we do the shadow work reading. Again, I wish you a lot of luck for the next day. Keep strong. Remember, your strength is within you and you have control over your mind. Do not let anybody else make you think that you are any less than what you are. All right, everybody, good luck and blessings.